Wind is blowing in from the outfield pretty steadily.
Yeah, in conditions like this, you just want to make sure that you hit the ball more on a line. You get it up in the air. It's just got more of an opportunity to be caught at the warning track instead of getting out of the ballpark. So think, keeping it down, drive it into the gaps, and get your extra base hits in this one.
It's the Chicago Cubs going up against the New York Mets. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Just about set to go. And on the hill, Kodai Senga.
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
Ian Happ leading things off and takes a strike.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Ball, that's inside.
That one lifted to left. Nimmo has it sized up. And there's one away. Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. And it's clear the most important job they have today is getting to the starting pitcher early and often.
No doubt about that. That's the best way to disrupt a game. But can they do it? Certainly something for us to pay attention to in this one, partner.
Here's Kyle Tucker. Tucker, who's been an all-star and a Gold Glover. Just missed. This one ripped, but foul to the right. And it finds its way through for a hit.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Pulled that one right in the direction of the shifted defense, but no one could make a play on it. I mean, that's his approach, and it's probably not changing.
One gone runner at first. Seiya Suzuki will hit next. That's in there. That's strike 1. Right through there for a strike.
That's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double play.
Just missing there. And it's 2-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now 2 out.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
And here's the first baseman, Michael Busch. You see the velocity, 97 with that fastball. Two outs.
Nope, that's inside.
Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
2 strikes.
Just misses with that one. Outside with a breaking ball.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitters got to stay focused on the pitch.
This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. Alvarez pulls it down, and that is that. Cubs leave 1. Now the Mets will step up for their first shot in a scoreless ball game. Back after this on the show. Back here with my pal Singy. Today's starting pitcher, Shota Imanaga. What do you have on him, Singy?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Bottom of the first. Here's Francisco Lindor. Just missed.
Let's go, Francisco.
Fastball for a strike.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Swings and misses, struck him out.
First strikeout for him in this one, and that splitter is maybe the go-to pitch when he's looking for a swing and miss like that. He throws it quite a bit, and that's a good example of the effect it can have on a hitter.
Here's Juan Soto. Just missed. One out, base is empty.
Two and oh.
He swings and fouls one off.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
That one in for a strike, 2-2. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, there appears to be no problem settling in on the mound out there today. It looks pretty tough to start this one, punching out the first two hitters of this ball game. And somebody's going to have to put the bat on the ball, put it in play, and get something going.
2 down, base is empty. Now it's going to be Mark Vientos. Climb the ladder with that fastball. It's 0-1. Two outs, base is empty. Next offering is in for a strike.
First two hitters get punched out on strikes. Take some notes from the dugout. When you get your chance, go up there and hit the ball hard somewhere.
And that misses. And that is ball one. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. That one is gone. And it gives them the lead in the first. It's 1-0. That was blasted.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat. What I love about this swing is he stayed tall, allowed his hands to go directly to the baseball, letting that bat head get down through the ball to create backspin and hit it out of the ballpark. Really nice job.
So 2 down. Now a chance for Pete Alonso. Foul ball. Yo one. Foul ball there. Two down, nobody on. And that's outside. 1-2 to count. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one. Mets draw first blood thanks to this solo homer. It's now 1-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. All set for the start of the inning. And now it's Dansby Swanson. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. Fastball for a strike. And you played behind guys, and they love having your speed out there defensively. One of the things that we talk about is how much pitchers enjoy having those elite defenders behind them. And a pitch. And he grounds one to the right side. Alonso steps on the bag. 1 up, 1 down.
Batting 6, second baseman, Nico Horner.
Nico Horner will come up to hit. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. 1 down, base is empty. On the ground, right side. Alonso takes it to the bag. 2 up, 2 down.
Batting 7, center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Here's the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. This is a guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, this guy is a big contributor.
I was always told it's hard to take you off the field when you play really good defense, especially at a premier position, and that's what he does.
Misses with the 2-0, and he's fired 3 straight outside the strike zone. And there's the automatic.
The hitting's going to come around. He's going to figure it out. But right now, his big asset is the way he plays the game on defense.
That one finds the zone, and it's 3-2.
Count it 3-2.
On the ground to third. Throws across the diamond, and the Cubs go 1-2-3. Cubs are down quietly. They trail here 1-0. And we're back. Bottom of the inning. Now the left fielder, Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo goes 6 feet 3 inches, 205 pounds, and he's one of the few players in Major League Baseball born in the state of Wyoming. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
Here's Starling Marte. That finds the mark on the inside corner. Nimmo gets his lead at first with nobody out. Runner takes off. In the air, left field. Happ sizes this one up. Puts it away for the out. And there's 1 down.
Batting 7, center fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Next to hit, Tyrone Taylor. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. So how much does his speed factor into his ability to go get it?
It's heartbreaking for the hitter because off the bat, he thinks this ball's going to get down. Because of that speed and the ability to make up so much ground, he enters the picture and breaks a guy's heart.
And another ball.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the
Ball
Kansas
three.
City Royals. But he's a guy, when you
3-0.
watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. Sizing this one up. Makes the grab. 2 down.
Batting 8th, catcher Francisco Alvarez.
Francisco Alvarez up now for the Mets. Fastball for a strike. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes.
No
Safe
ball.
at second with a stolen base. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Gonna count
No.
1 and 2.
Inside.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And that
Nope,
one upstairs.
Looks like he thinks that should have been a strike at the top of the zone, but doesn't seem to be too upset. That's just a case where I think he's trying to get a better feel for the umpire's strike zone and what he's going to be calling. That's just a part of pitching.
Gets a piece and stays alive. Runner at second, 2 down. Hit hard on the ground to short. Swanson fires over to first. And that will end the inning. Mets leave 1, but they lead it 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. Top half of the 3rd inning. Here's the rookie third baseman, Gage Workman. Senga back to work. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
0-1.
That one's
Ball that
upstairs,
time.
ball 1. That misses,
balls, 1
and it's
strike.
2-1. Swings through the fastball up in the zone.
2-2 with them.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Backed off the plate that time. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Alvarez hauls it in for the out. And there's 1 down.
Batting 9th, catcher Miguel Amaya.
And now it's Miguel Amaya. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Late on that fastball.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he continues to climb the ladder.
Caught him looking for the K.
Quick 3-pitch strikeout, and you look at the sequence. The plan was clearly to work him inside. Didn't want to let him get his arms extended, make him a little bit uncomfortable in there, and he ended up overmatching him in the process. That's one you have to take note of as a hitter for next time you come to the plate.
Ian Happ up to hit. He's 0 for 1. And that's
Ball, that's
off
off the plate.
the inside edge. Ball 1. Yeah, that's fouled off.
Let's go, New York!
Yeah, big swing and a miss.
Not sure if he could be in more of a groove. Looks really relaxed. He's retired 7 straight. This guy's feeling it right now.
That's ball 2.
Inside, almost got him. And a swing and a miss. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Nothing happening there for the Cubs. They still trail 1-0. Back here in Queens, and stepping in is the speedy Luis Angel Acuna. That catches the corner. And that's in for a strike.
Quickly into an 0-2 count. Both pitches were down in the zone. I think you set your sights a little bit higher because you'll have a tendency to chase if you look down in that area.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And that's outside.
That's just out.
He goes down looking.
Well, he froze him with a great fastball right on the corner. It's kind of like bowling, and you think the ball's going to get into the gutter, and somehow it just hangs onto that edge and knocks down a pin. Well, he got the outside corner of the plate and got that called third strike.
Lindor stands in now, looks at that one inside.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike one. Lindor was born in Puerto Rico, but actually played his high school ball in Florida. Off the mark there, and a count 2-1.
2-1.
Fastball for a strike. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. And now it's Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
And there's a strike.
Let's go, Matt.
And a swing and a miss.
He got away with one there, but he
0-2 the count.
knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
Let's go now, Matt.
The next offering misses. And that's ball 1.
I don't like to say he wasted a pitch. I think that was a purpose pitch. Change the eye level, have him look up. Now go back exactly where you want to go.
Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt. That completes the strikeout, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. On to inning number 4. It's the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing. Back here at Citi Field. So here's Kyle Tucker now.
Kyle Tucker.
Tucker, former 5th overall pick in the 2015 draft by the Astros. This guy's turned into a whale of a
0-1's the
player.
count.
Tucker hits for power. He's got 30 homer power, but the strikeout rate is under 20%. And that one fouled off. And now 1-2.
He really
One
committed
ball,
to that
2 strikes,
fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
And next is the designated hitter, Seiya Suzuki. That pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Base is empty, 1 away. Top half of inning number 4. That
Ball
misses
one.
the zone, and the count even 1-1. And that chops in for a strike. Swing and a ball lifted to center field. And it's caught for the out.
Now batting, the first baseman.
And next for the Cubs, Michael Busch. 0 for 1 so far. Off the plate, ball 1. Fastball for a strike.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
And he has thrown 4 shutout innings. And the Cubs are down in order. Still behind by a count of 1-0. And we're back, bottom of the 4th, and stepping in for New York, Mark Vientos.
Mark Vientos.
Swings through that.
Well, these Mets showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Just missing off the plate there, according to the umpire, and out there on the mound, maybe trying to get an explanation. Can't say he's convinced, but it looks like he's accepted it.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That's back. Makes the catch up against the wall.
Thought that was a no-doubter. I think the wind was holding that in this ballpark.
First baseman, Pete Alonso.
Here's Pete Alonso. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
That's off the inside corner, and that's ball 1. And that one is lifted in the air. Crow Armstrong should have it. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, left
Here's
fielder,
Brandon Nimmo. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Come on, Matt.
And first offering is fouled off. And
Inside,
ball 1. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate in this at-bat.
Next pitch is downstairs. 2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. And there's a fly ball deep right field. And that one is off the wall. The throw into second. And that's a double.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Recognized the break on that pitch early, and that allowed him to keep his front shoulder in. You know, it's easy to bail on those front door breaking balls, but a great job right there of letting it travel, then unloading a nice balanced swing.
So runner at second, 2 down. Starling Marte up to hit. Fought off foul. And that misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Slashed foul down the right side. That'll hook off into the seats. Swing and a ball drilled in the air towards right center field. And the inning is over. Mets strand 1. They lead it 1-0. Ready now for the 5th inning. So up now for Chicago, Dansby Swanson.
Let's go, New York. Let's go, Mets.
Swanson,
Outside,
a
that's
former
ball.
Gold Glove winner, a member of the 1,000 hit club, a former first-round pick back in 2015.
Ball 2.
Outside low, now 2-0. Right through there for a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That one's in there, and that is strike 2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
Now batting, center fielder, Pete Crow.
Dominant
Armstrong.
performance for him today, Boog. Just 2 hits allowed so far. No runs across either. And he's had an answer for just about every hitter he's faced. So I don't think this hit is going to knock him off his stride too much.
Man at first with 1 gone. And now here's a speed threat. Outfielder Pete Crow Armstrong. Horner back in on the dive. Just
Outside.
missed. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
1 ball,
Tying
1
run
strike.
is at first, and we're at the top of the 5th. Fly ball to right. Soto gets under it. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Maybe caught that one off the end just a little bit. Couldn't quite barrel it up enough to really drive it.
And now it's switch hitting third baseman Gage Workman. Popped out and fouled ground first time through.
Let's go, New York.
And that's in for a strike. 0-1. Late swing, foul to the left. Horner leads off first with 2 down to the inning. That's
1
way
ball, 2
outside.
strike.
And it's 1-2.
0-2 fastball way out of the zone. I think he's trying to speed him up. Got to stay back. Off speed's probably coming.
And a 1-2. Ground ball up the middle. Lindor. They get the
He's
force. And that's the 3rd out. 1 left for the Cubs. And it remains 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor.
In for a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Swings and misses. No balls,
No
two
balls,
strikes.
2 strikes.
Another 0-2 count right here. Pitcher just in the driver's seat. He can go anywhere he wants to go right here.
On the ground. Horner. On to first.
He's out.
And that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, catcher, Francisco Alvarez.
Next to hit, Francisco Alvarez. He's 0 for 1.
Love it here at Citi Field. You know, it replaced Old Shea Stadium back in 2009, and Chipper Jones was really sad to see it go. It's actually the 3rd home of the Mets since they started out at the Polo Grounds for 2 seasons before Shea was finished.
Swinging a foul out of play. Next pitch is outside. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. On to first. In time for the second out. Good job to clean it up after the drop 3rd strike.
Oh, that's pretty much the dream 2-strike curveball if you're the pitcher. Hard downward break at the very end that just dips below the swing path. And they say pitchers want to try to bounce that pitch right on top of the plate. So that was exactly what he was looking for on the mound.
So up next, Luis Angel Acuna. Just missed. Two outs. That clips the corner. Next pitch misses, and it's 2-1. Swinging a foul straight back. Out to short. In time to Bush. They don't come much closer than that. Bang, bang play to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for him there. 5 innings complete. It's the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing. Back here in Queens, start of the 6th, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton. And leading off, Miguel Amaya. Senga back to work. Right side. Toss to Alonso. Now one gone at the top of the 6th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Ian Happ, the next Cub to hit. 0 for 2 in this one. And a foul ball. Cubs made Ian Happ a first-round pick in 2015. He played at the University of Cincinnati as an infielder. Played a little bit of outfield, but a guy in 2022. What a year, Chris. Both an all-star and a gold glover. Swing and a ground ball. Toss to Alonso. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
Now batting, right fielder Kyle Tucker.
And now the right fielder, Kyle Tucker. 1 for 2. That's
Ball.
down and in. A slider
I
missed.
got one ball,
Good
one
slider
strike.
down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
Breaking
That's
ball
a ball.
misses down and away.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Just
that's
off
it.
the inside edge.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
And a 3-1 on the way. Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. It's the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing. Bottom of the 6th. Now up to hit Francisco Lindor.
Francisco Lindor.
Lindor swings through that one.
0-1.
Edge of the zone for a strike, and the count is 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's his 8th strikeout of the game.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
Soto stands in now and watches strike
0-1's the
one.
count.
Some hitters are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
One down, base is empty. And that's
Ball.
down and away. The 1-1 is fouled off. Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Almost
Ball.
got
That's
him.
inside.
And it remains 2-2.
Three balls,
Upstairs.
2 strikes.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
And down on strikes. That's his 9th strikeout so far.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
And now it's Mark Vientos. His homer earlier is responsible for the only runs they've scored in this one.
Yeah, forget small ball. They're kind of living and dying by the long ball so far in this one.
Swings and blasts one deep to left center. Gone! Another homer. His 2nd home run of the game. It's 2-0.
Wasn't fooled on the first pitch at all. He squared it up right away. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. He has, as they like to say,
Let me guess, Boog. Light tower power?
that's right. Pitch
1-0.
misses there, and that is ball 1. 2 down, nobody on. Ripped, but it curls foul. Next offering in there for a strike. And that's strike 2. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Ryan Brazier up and throwing for manager Craig Counsell. Thielbar warming up as well. Good job to fight that one off. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Two outs. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. The Mets do pick up a run on this solo blast. And it's 2-zip. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Top of inning number 7. Now it's the DH, Seiya Suzuki. That catches the top part of the zone. Strike 1.
Not sure if he was expecting for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
Here comes the 0-1.
Ball in.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
So now 1-2. Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets. A.J. Minter getting loose out there. Buto getting loose as well. Got him swinging. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
Bush, the next to hit, takes outside.
A lot of pitchers have caught on to how good he is hitting the first pitch. Smart to avoid the zone right there.
Outside low, ball 2.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger. And perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at-bat to hit. And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
1 down, base is empty. Very high with that one. 3-2 now. And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
Well, he's on a great run of strikeouts and showing excellent control and command, not walking opposing batters. You know, this offense, they've got to find a way to break his rhythm. Put the bat on the ball, maybe try to bunt for a base hit, get him off the mound, moving around, step out, something to interrupt his timing because he's coming right after these guys.
Swanson up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Taylor moving under it. And makes the grab. And that is that. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Brazier.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Here's the left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
Left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
And a foul ball. Inside
ball.
just missed. That's in there. That is strike two. Battling here as he fouls it away. Next offering upstairs.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Two on the way. And there's the ball.
3-2.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Up next for
And now the
Mets,
DH, Starling Marte.
Starling Marte.
Inside.
ball one.
1-0. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike.
1-1.
And this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
There's a swing and a miss.
All sliders so far in
One
this
ball,
at bat to get
two
ahead in the
strikes.
count, and clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
Next
2-2,
offering
yep.
way upstairs. Goes down looking for the strikeout. That was pretty nasty. 2 outs, base is empty. And the batter now, Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor.
Hot shot to first base, and he snags it to end the inning. And the Mets go down 1-2-3, but they're on top 2-0. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. A.J. Minter.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves, late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Leading off for the
So here's
Cubs,
Horner
second
now.
baseman, Nico
He's
Horner.
kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power. Shoots a line drive single into right center. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Pete Crow Armstrong, the next Cub to hit. That just
Ball one.
misses, and that's ball 1.
Now, these guys definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap, but, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
Tying run at the plate. And there's the strike. Action in the Mets bullpen. Edwin Diaz, the anchor of the staff, is getting ready to close this one out. The tying run at the plate. That
That's
misses
ball
the
two.
zone, and that's ball 2.
Two
Way to
ball,
lay off that
one
pitch
strike.
down.
That one is
That's ball
upstairs.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
Gage Workman in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Swing and a miss as he was late.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. That one 95 to finish him off.
Very frustrating right there as a speedy potential base runner when with 2 strikes you just struggle to put the ball in play. You don't even have to get a hit at that point. You can help your team just by reaching on an error, but some way you got to find a way to shorten up the swing and put the ball in play next time.
Pinch hitter coming on, John Birdie, and this is a big at bat in this ball game. And that one fouled off. Hit on the ground to short. Lindor on to second. They get one. Throws sails over his head at first. And it's going to wind up out of play.
Well, he hung in there at second to get the out, but the return throw to first was way offline. And I have to think the runner coming into second had a part in that. You can't assume the double play, but because the batter moves up past first, he does get charged with the throwing error right there.
Miguel Amaya, the next Cub to hit. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Squeezes it, and that's the 3rd out. Cubs leave one. They trail things here 2-0. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Julian Merriweather.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Here's the catcher to hit, Francisco Alvarez. And first offering is fouled off. And that drops in for a strike.
0-2.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Went back to the slider, and it was a good idea.
Wow, just great bite to that slider. Broke hard out of the zone, and he just couldn't hold up the swing. You know, as a hitter, that pitch is really hard to take, and there's just not much you can do with it. You know that, but you don't want to get rung up by the umpire.
Acuna, the next to hit, takes ball 1. Movement in the bullpen. Keegan Thompson getting ready to go. Merriweather in his 5th season, 33 years old, and he was a 5th-round pick back in 2014. Next pitch is outside. Right through there for a strike.
Nasty 2-0 slider there for a strike. That tells you he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch.
The 2-1. That one missed. Base is empty, 1 away. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. You see the velocity, 97 with that fastball. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Coming out of the bullpen and throwing BBs.
Chance to strike out the side now. You talk about the benefits, the advantages of relievers who can come in and get the swing and miss, whether it's inherited runners or maybe a little jam that they get into themselves. Knowing that they can miss the bat, tell you what, that's huge and can change the ball game.
Lindor now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. swing and a miss. And it's 0-2.
It might be
0-2 is the
time
count.
to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really late right now.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And he strikes out the side here in the 8th.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters.
All set to start the 9th in this one. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Ian Happ. And that's a little bit high. Ball 1. Diaz, a former All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and he works in a 2-seamer. And there's a foul ball. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Oh, in this one, the offense has sputtered. Somebody's got to find a way to get on, keep the line moving, and manufacture at least 1 run. Then maybe you get 2 or 3.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, the first batter, it's always a big one for the closer. I mean, you get that punch out, you get settled in, you feel like you're in command out there on the mound from the jump, and kind of prevents any doubt from creeping into your mind or the fielders that are playing behind you that, you know, you're going to wrap this thing up.
Tucker in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Just amazing to me how many closers and back-end relievers just throw absolute gas these days. I never would have had a chance.
That one down the line. He'll do it himself. And a couple of quick outs.
Those plays can be tricky. They're routine, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be smooth. He delivered a good play right there.
So it's their last chance in this one. Seiya Suzuki, the next Cub to hit. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. And first offering is fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. They're down to their final strike.
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
The Cubs down to their final strike. Good eye in that spot.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Two outs. And the
that's
1-2
off the plate.
misses to even the count. Way high.
Pressure mountain right here with the tying run in the on-deck circle. He's got to find the strike zone.
Got him, and that's the ball game.
Great pitcher's duel in this one. You get to a certain point where each pitcher is trying to outdo the other, go a little bit deeper into the ball game, and for these pitchers it really came down to a few key at bats. This was a fun one to watch.
2-0 your final here in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.